Welcome. How you doing today? This is Tarot to a T. We're going to do a mid-month reading for the sign of Scorpio. And if this is your first time, welcome. And if you're returning, thank you very much for returning. Anyway, I'm going to scoot these cards around a little bit. They're stiff, so I tend to scoot them around. Do a little bit of shuffling. See, that didn't really work because they're kind of thick. Alright, Scorpio, let's go ahead and see what's going on with you. We're going to put out some cards to look at a situation you're dealing with. And then we're going to lay out some cards that tell me a little bit about the complication in the situation. This stupid little thing just went out. I think the wick is gone. But let's see. It's funny. That went out right as I was dealing with the complications. The fire went out. I wonder if that's a sign. I'm going to try to relight it. There we go. Hopefully it'll stay. Now I got soot all over my fingers. Oh well, not the first time. And then we're going to deal some cards of advice. Because ultimately we want to gain some insight and some knowledge. That's going to go out again. I think the wick's gone. Not to keep fixating on that, but it's kind of irritating. So I apologize for the column of smoke coming up instead of a nice wick, but I think I need to replace that. It's been acting kind of strange anyway, so we'll just set that over to the side and we will go ahead and get started. 6 of diamonds. Okay, you got some new opportunities here, maybe in money. 7 of clubs. 7 of diamonds. So the 7s talk about kind of the overall experiences that you're going through right now. The 6, like I said, is kind of telling me that you got some new opportunities financially. It's also about taking responsibility for finances, like paying off debt, coming up with some kind of budget or business plan. Sorry, got a frog in my throat. Or maybe putting money towards a vehicle so that you can make some repairs that have been needed to been made. I didn't say that very well, but you know what I mean. The 7s here, let's talk about the 7 of diamonds first, since we have the 6 of diamonds, which is generally about money. The 7 of diamonds is also financially related in the sense that it's asking you not to make any risky moves. Just kind of watch excessive spending, frivolous spending. Don't take any unnecessary risks or gambles. The 7 of clubs here, though, this is an interesting, actually, dynamic energy, because the 7 of clubs is a feeling of being confined. And if it's asking you not to take risks, or spend money in ways that maybe you would want to spend money, you see what I'm getting at? So you're feeling confined by these limitations, perhaps. So maybe you know that you shouldn't be spending money this way, or you're about to come upon this. Since this is the mid-month, it can happen really, you know, time is fluid. When we put out these readings, we try to give a general time frame, but it could have already happened, it could be about to happen or happening right now. 10 of clubs. So something wrapped up, and this was actually a good thing. The 10 of clubs is about kind of good news, and something wrapped up, I mean, like end of a cycle kind of wrapping up, okay? Like a finalization. It also involves travel, but if it doesn't involve physical travel for you, if it does, it would be for a good reason, but also I like to see this as traveling mentally into a new mental space or emotional space. So perhaps because you're feeling confined and because you have this warning not to gamble, you're traveling from a space of, I've been spending money like a fiend and now I just kind of have to put the brakes on it and be more sensible about it. Yeah. And probably that's opening up these new doors and opportunities. As we saw with our Six of Diamonds here. Because if you have more money available, because you're not spending it, you see, it opens up new opportunities. You see how that works? It's not like you have more money necessarily, you're just using it differently. Jack of Diamonds. Again, we have a very strong financial theme going on here, so pay attention to that. Jack of Diamonds is young and experienced energy. It can be a younger person. It could be you. This is generally an Earth card, so Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, if somebody like that is involved. But there is, again, some kind of confusion about, what am I trying to say? Confusion is not quite the right word. That's why I stopped there. But a little bit of uncertainty. Yeah, probably that's better. Uncertainty about how to approach this new way of spending or not spending money and budgeting. Especially if you're moving into this new mind space, it's probably new territory for you, honestly. Maybe something happened otherwise that has caused you to have to do this and feeling confined in your finances. That's very likely. You did have something, again, we have a diamond, pentacles / abundance theme going on here, but you had something complete. Again, this is money going out. This is money being spent on some kind of large purchase or repair, paying off some kind of major debt. Scorpio, I'm getting the sense that you're just finally taking your finances more seriously. I think that's what the theme is here. And you, with this Jack of Diamonds, I think maybe you had a younger mindset about it. Like, depending on how old you are, you do realize when you get older, every time you make a mistake with money, and I've made my share, the older you get, the more you realize, I'm not going to be able to make that up. You know, when you're young, you're like, oh, if I spend this money now, I'll make it up. You know, I'll get this bonus. You know, eventually I'll get a raise, or I'll have a job that pays more, whatever. You know, everything under the sun that you think about positively that could happen, it may or may not happen. And you start to realize, I'm losing ground. And money is energy. There's some YouTube people that talk about, like spiritual guru type people that talk about how money is really energy. It's not just this physical thing that we use in our life to get around. Of course it is that as well, but it's a type of energy, and if you find yourself, unfortunately, on the downside of that, like you don't have enough money, there's some kind of energy block. You dig what I'm getting at? And we're not born necessarily with guidance on how to do this. I wasn't. Like instructions on how to view money, how to treat it, and how to save it wisely. It's not just about not spending it sometimes. It's prioritizing, realizing that once it's gone, you can't make it up as easily. And it's energy that's put out there, and you have to expend energy to get it in some form. I mean, yes, you can be handed an inheritance, and that's a totally different thing to discuss, but not really, because if you look at it in karma-wise, anyway, I'm going off on tangents, but karma-wise, you know, that energy was put out there at some point in your karma to attract that money to you, right? kind of works the same way. I'm going to look at your complications because I'm seeing, like I said, I'm seeing a very definite message here about you having to put the brakes on spending and learning to budget. Five of Diamonds is a major, major financial theme. We got diamonds. Eight of Spades. King of Clubs. Now, I'm going to talk about this king. I like these kings. If you've joined me before, I tend to think of the king as a control energy. Somebody taking control. Someone who has the final say in how things are going to go. Almost like the judge on the bench saying, okay, this is what I feel should happen, and that's what's going to happen by God, right? This could be an outside influence controlling how you spend. Again, I don't think it's a person. This king could represent whatever that situation is, though, that has caused you to have to rethink, right? Rethink moving from the mental space, traveling from the mental space into a new one, how to deal with your finances in general. Interestingly enough, this, if it is a person, but you could look at it in a metaphorical sense, this is also a person who can be like a counselor, an advisor. And perhaps the situation embodies this energy of being the advisor. So maybe there's something in the larger picture that kind of pulled these events towards you to make you start saving money. You see what I'm getting at? I might be going off on a limb there. Because there's something down the road where the advice is in your destiny, if you believe in that sort of thing, that we have like a destined path, that you need to start doing this now to avoid future problems, issues. The Eight of Spades is moving forward, like advancement. But this is in particular challenges to work. Like there's a lot of stress building up at work. You may be having problems with coworkers or management. It's a card advising you to take a break. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking you maybe got to walk away from your job. Or take a break from your job, a major break, not just like a day. Truth be told, I'm taking a mental health break today from work, so I know how that is. I know exactly how that feels when you just, I'm not sick, but mentally, I just need to get away from work. You may be looking at possibly taking a long hiatus. And saving this money would certainly fall in tune with that plan, because you're going to need some finances, because perhaps you're not going to be able to be paid while you're not at work, or if you're walking away from a job, certainly. The Five of Diamonds is a major change in your financial situation, and it could indicate a job change. I'll be upfront with you about that. It's also about being cautious and a new way of basically doing business, whatever that means for you. I mean, like I said, this could be very strongly a work situation that is prompting you because you're feeling confined, but now you have this different type of confinement with finances. Again, it's all about what energy you can put out there to make the abundance, percolate into your life. And we can put our best foot forward. I think most of us do try to put our best foot forward, but it doesn't always work out for whatever reason. It's not bringing you the abundance that you truly, truly want or need or is deserved. Oh, you know what? I was almost going to reach for the advice, but I want to clarify this just a little bit more. Four Hearts. Yeah, this is all about your security and how you're feeling financially stable. This is also about relationships, but we didn't have many relationships pop up here. So this could be like your relationship with yourself, relationship with your money, your abundance, your success, you know, how you feel about those things, and feeling secure. That's definitely in the realm of complications. I can certainly understand that. And the two of spades. This sucker comes out a lot. You see this big mark on it? That was one of my ashy soot problems that I had with this candle. Anyway, or this burner. This is talking about an upset in your balance and harmony. So, yeah, I think there's something that's been upsetting both of those aspects for you. And it's created some kind of division. Maybe with a person or just maybe with an organization. I'm feeling this is more organizational group related, not a person. Because of the overwork. The needing to take a break. Yeah. Let's look at your advice, Scorpio. Oh, time to rebuild. That's more or less the Tower card, the Ace of Spades. Oh, holy moly. I couldn't make this up. I mean, you saw me shuffle these cards. Another ace. This is also a new start, and especially with your finances. This is an Ace of Diamonds. You see how important that is? Wow. Nine of Clubs. Again, this is some kind of completion. Since this is in the realm of your advice, this is the card on this side that I generally look as where you want to be. And this card is all about achievement and being content. And like plans that you've put into motion coming to an end. And it's also about a raise or promotion in a job, but I think in this case, because this was all job or career related, this is about elevating yourself outside of whatever the situation was. I mean, I'm not sure if you're actually walking away from a job permanently, but it looks like you're going to be putting up some distance and definitely taking a break. And if you aren't thinking about doing that or you're hesitant to, do it. Very strong message. You need to do that. And watch your spending. Like I said, this is about a new start in finances. This is like the page card in the regular tarot decks. Okay? This is also the desire to build up your finances and to be, or build up your wealth. That's very interesting. I find that very interesting that popped out. And this, like I said, is the Tower card. And if you haven't heard it described this way before, this Tower card, people think it's doom and gloom. It's actually about something crumbling, falling to the ground, and then you have this foundation left, right? To rebuild on. So again, the Ace is about rebuilding a new start. It's very much pointing in the direction that you need to tear something down, and I think it has to do with whatever you're involved in this career or work situation. You know, if you're planning on taking this hiatus because of the stress, perhaps you need to go even further than that and completely break ties. King of Diamonds. I like it because you're taking control of your finances. Oh yeah, this is the king of being smart in business. Yeah, this is also the card of entrepreneurship. I don't know if you've had that like come up on your plate or in your mind where you're like, you know what, I have this idea and I'd really like to pursue that. That could be where all this saving and not taking risks and this changes come in with the money and the pentacles. Very interesting that you had this pop up right next to the Tower card. Wouldn't you agree? This is a very smart person. Like I said, they're very good in business. They kind of see the overall picture. They have a very good perception of what's really going on. Let's do one more card, Scorpio, before we close you out. This is a very strong reading. Very, very strong. Queen of Spades. A little bit to contemplate with this. Now this is on the left side of your advice spread. So I tend to think this is kind of the warnings, the things you want to get away from. Even though this king was very much about coming out the gate at taking control, this Queen of Spades is also, it's a female energy, and you do not have to be male or female with these, but it's about embodying that energy. This woman, or let's say this female would sit back and watch and be kind of mysterious. This is almost like, it gives me the feeling of like keeping your cards close to your chest kind of thing, like not letting people know what you're thinking. I mean, you could almost appear a little bit mischievous with this energy, you know what I mean? Very reserved, not saying much, being very quiet, and you know there's things going on in the background, but they're just not letting people know. If you're on this hiatus, this just came to me, and not breaking clean from this job work situation, it could be advising you to be this Queen of Spades and to be thinking about that in the background, about starting possibly this entrepreneur opportunity, new side business, side hustle that hopefully will turn into full-time, building up from this foundation. Yeah, it might be advising you that that's the way to go, to kind of embody both of those. You're thinking about starting your own business, and you're gonna like keep it secret and not let people know. On the get-go. I don't know. That really did make sense, but you know what I mean. Like, just until you have the plans in place and know exactly how it's gonna work and how it's gonna come to life. Keep it to yourself. And when I think of that, I think of like not letting other people influence how you feel about it. Because if you feel strongly this is the way you need to go, you don't need other people's negativity coming in there and discouraging you or making you doubt yourself. Yeah. New start. Amen, Scorpio, amen. I think you have a very, very firm plan here. Yeah. I hope that helped. Thank you for joining me. If you want to see when the next reading comes out, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. And if you liked the video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up if you wouldn't mind. That'll make my day. And you have a fabulous day, and I will see you